Hey there, class. Mr. Plosky here. Hope you're having a good day so far. We're continuing with chapter 10, which is all about factoring. Today's lesson is factoring a trinomial when the coefficient in front of x squared is not a 1. So when a is not equal to 1. Our central question is, how do we use the trial and error method to factor a trinomial when a is not 1? All right, so let's get right into it here. So the trial and error method, this method will factor the trinomial. So, I'm sorry I got a little bit cut off in this PDF here, but hopefully you get the idea of what it's saying. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be guessing. We're going to be making our parentheses here. We're going to be guessing what goes in here to make this when we FOIL. We're trying to do the opposite of FOIL. We're trying to factor. And so the way this works is we need the factors of the first term and the last term, and then we're going to try to put them inside the parentheses to see if they're going to work out to the middle term, okay? So let's go ahead and do this here. So what are the factors of the first term? How do we get 2x squared? Well, that's going to be only 2x times x. You need an x in both terms when you're doing this kind of problem, okay? So we need an x here and here, okay? So in this case, it's going to be 2x and x. And then we need all the factors of the last term. It's pointing at the plus. It should be pointing at the 9 here. What are the factors of 9? What multiplies to 9? Well, we got 1 times 9, and what else? 3 times 3, okay? So we're going to go down here. And we're going to, it says the answer is, we're going to kind of ignore this for now. It's kind of sloppy and hard to read. So we want to find factors. We're going to take these factors. We're going to plug them into these parentheses and see if they make the middle term, okay? So I'm just going to guess some random ones here. Let's just try it. So let's do 2x and x, and let's do plus 3 and plus 3. Okay, let's see how this works. We need to add to the middle term, which is 11x. So that when we multiply this out, we should have the middle term should add to 11x. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to check these. It's called the smiley face method. The trial and error method is called the smiley face method because it kind of makes a smiley face. What is 3 times x? Well, that's 3x. What is 2x times 3? Well, that is 6x, right? So this should add up to, what is 3x plus 6x? Does that add up to 11x or what? No, it adds to 9x. You see how it adds to 9x there? So this is actually the not the correct problem we should be doing here, okay? So we're going to have to fix this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to erase. Hopefully this will erase for me. We're going to erase these, and we're going to try some different combinations here, okay? So, in this case, what else could we try? We have 1 and 9. Let's try 1 and 9. Let's try to put 9 right here and 1 right here and see how that works. Let's do some erasing here. Does not want to erase. Great. Let's see if this works. There we go. So you're going to be doing a lot of erasing, so I would really highly encourage you that you write in pencil for these problems, okay? So what's 1 times x? Well, that's 1x. And what's 2x times 9? Well, that's 18x. So you can see that's going to be way above. That's going to be 19x. So that's not the correct combination. All right, let's try something different. Instead of plus 1 and plus 9, let's flip them around a little bit and see if this is going to work. So let's put plus 9 right here and plus 1 right here. See if that's going to work. What's 9 times x? That's 9x. What's 2x times 1? That's 2x. Is that this 9x plus 2x equal 11x? It does. This is actually our final answer. This is the correct factorization is 2x plus 9 times x plus 1. That's if you were factoring 2x squared plus 11x plus 9. You can just guess and check, and that's going to be the correct answer is 2x plus 9 times x plus 1. All right, let's try another example together, then we'll try a couple on our own, okay? So, we need, all right, so we're factoring the trinomial 8m squared plus 14m plus 5. So we need the factors of the first term. We need factors of 8m squared. So what multiplies to 8m squared? Well, we have 8m times m. It's always the number times itself, right? Or, the first number times m. And what else multiplies to 8m squared? Well, we could do 4m times 2m. All right, and then we need the factors of 5. What multiplies to positive 5? Well, that's only 1 times 5. This one's actually kind of nice because we only have 1 times 5, which is going to be one combination, which is nice. So what should we try here? Let me pull up my sheet here. Let's try, I don't know. We need to add a 14 in the middle. Let's try 8m. I'm just going to try 8m and m. Now, where should I put 1 and 5 to add up to 14? Well, let's try, I don't know. I'm going to put 5 right here, plus 5, and then plus 1 right here. See if that's going to work. What's 5 times m going to be? That's 5m. What's 8m times 1? That's 8m. Ooh, we were so close. What's 5m plus 8m going to be? Well, that's 14m, right? So that's, not 14m, sorry, I goofed up. 13m. So we were really close. That's actually not going to work. If we flip around the 1 and the 5, then we're going to get 41m, which is not going to work either. So we can't do this. We need to kind of adjust what we're doing a little bit. Make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Oops. All right, what should we try instead? So I actually think we need to flip around we need to pick a different thing besides 8m and m too. So let's try 4m and 2m. Now where should I put the value so that it's going to add to 14 in the middle? Well, if I put plus 5 right here, and I put plus 1 right here, you can see 5 times 2m is going to be 10m, and 4m times 1 is going to be 4m. What does that add up to? Well, that adds up to 14m's. This is the correct factorization. So you're just trying different combinations that are going to multiply to the end terms, the first and last term, and they're going to add to the middle term, okay? There's not really like a right and wrong way to do this except for guessing and checking, and eventually you're going to get a lot better at this, okay? It seems like it's going to be kind of complex for a little while, but it just takes a little bit of practice and you'll be in good shape. All right, why don't you see if you can try maybe the next two on your own, see how you do. See if you can do... Well, actually, we're going to do one more together. If you want to try the next two on your own, you can, but we should probably do one more together because this one's a little bit tricky. Let's talk about number 3 together, okay? If you'd like to try them on your own, that's fine, but we're going to give these a try. All right, we're trying to factor 6m squared minus 11m minus 10. So, what are the factors of 6m squared? We need the factors of the first term. Well, that's going to be 6m times m, or 3m times 2m. What are the factors of negative 10? This one's a little tricky. We'll multiply this to negative 10. Well, we have negative 1 times 10. We also have 1 times negative 10. And then we have 2 times negative 5 and negative 2 times positive 5. So we got a lot more combinations to try here for this one. So, I don't know. Let's just try something here. I would say a lot of the time you're going to end up with the terms that are closer together like this. So let's try 3m and 2m. Okay, let's just try 3m and 2m. Now, I need factors that are going to add to negative 11. So I'm going to try negative 11. Let's see here. Probably going to need 2 and 5. So let's try 2 and 5 here. So let's do minus 5 and plus 2. See how that works. What's negative 5 times 2m? That's going to be negative 10m. And then right row, we got 3m times 2, which is going to be 6m. So you can see that's going to add up to negative 4m, which means it's not the correct factorization, so we need to go ahead and guess and check a little bit differently here. All right, what can we do instead to add up to negative 11? Do you see what that's going to be? Well, if we put negative 5 right here, and we put plus 2 right here, let's give that a try. What's 2 times 2m going to be? Well, that's 4m. And what's 3m times negative 5? That's negative 15m. So what's 4m minus 15m? Well, that's negative 11m. So this one is the correct factorization right here. Okay, so that's if you were to factor this, that's what it should factor to, is 3m plus 2 times 2m minus 5. So this stuff down here is not the answer. It's just kind of a tool to help you guess the middle term, okay? All right, why don't you guys see if you can try example 2 on your own. Now that we've gone through a couple, I'll leave it zoomed out. I'll kind of zoom in on number 3 here so you guys can see. See if you can do example 2 on your own. Give it a try. All right, let's do example 2. We have 6x squared minus 11x plus 3. So we need factors of the first term, which is 6x squared. So we have 6x times x and 3x times 2x. Then we need factors of positive 3. But look here, this is positive 3, but we end up with a negative middle term. How do we get that? Well, it means that both terms have to be negative, right? Negative 1 times negative 3. That's going to be the factors for this one, okay? So we need the correct factorization, so I'm going to try 3x and 2x. It's not always going to be the case, but I feel like that those are more common. Then what factors are we going to put where to end up with negative 11x? Well, if I put minus 1 right here and I put minus 3 right here, this is going to be negative 2x, and this is going to be negative 9x, which equals negative 11x. So this is the correct factorization. 3x minus 1 times 2x minus 3. All right, sounds good. Let's move on to the next ones here. Now we're going one step further, and we are solving the equation by factoring. So we're going to we are going to factor like we've been doing with our trial and error method or smiley face method, and then we're going to solve by setting each part equal to 0. So let's do it here. So we're going to make let's make our smiley face method here. We're going to go like this. Okay, so we need factors of 3x squared. Well, that's going to be 3x times x. Factors of 35 are 1 times 35 or 5 times 7. So what should I put where? What factors? Well, it's going to be... Oh, sorry, I goofed up something here. I'm looking at the wrong one. Whoops. There we go. All right, good. I'm going to try 3x and x because that's the only factorization that we have for that. Now, what should I do to add up to 26? I'm guessing it's going to be 5 and 7 because like 35 is going to be already above 26, which is a little too far. So where should I put 5 and 7 to add up to 26x? Well, if I put 5 right here and positive 7 right here, I'm going to get 5x, and I'm going to get 21x, which equals 26x. And there we have our factorization. Set each part equal to 0. So this is our correct factorization. We're not done yet, though. We're going to set each part equal to 0 now. 3x plus 5 equals 0, or x plus 7 equals 0. See if you can solve these from here. See if you can give them a try. All right, how do we solve this now? We're going to subtract 5. 3x equals negative 5. Divide by 3. X equals negative 5/3. Or, and then over here, how do we solve for x? Subtract 7. X equals negative 7. So here is our answer. If you were to plug these into x in the original equation, they would make it equal to 0. Okay, why don't you guys see if you can try the second one, the last one on your own. Let's do the first step together and the last one here. It says, remember, in order to factor equation, there must be a 0 on one side. So we have 2m squared plus 15m equals 8. Is this equal to 0 or no? It is not. So we need to move that 8 to the other side. How do we do that? Subtract 8. So now we have 2m squared plus 15m minus 8 equals 0. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see the original problem from over here. Why don't you see if you can try example 2 on your own. Give it a try. All right, let's go ahead and do our factorization here. So our trial and error method, smiley face method. So factors of 2m squared are 2m times m. Factors of negative 8 are 1 times negative 8 or negative 1 times positive 8 or 2 times negative 4 or negative 2 times positive 4. So now we need to make our parentheses here with our smiley face. So we need 2m and m. Now which factor should I use to add up to 15, do you think? To add up to 15. Well, I'm going to try, in this case, I'm going to do negative 1 right here and positive 8 right here. Don't forget the equal 0. Because negative 1 times m is negative m, and then 2m times 8 is 16m, and that's going to equal 15m. So this is the correct factorization. Then we need to set each part equal to 0, so we're going to do 2m minus 1 equals 0, or m plus 8 equals 0. Add 1, 2m equals 1, divide by 2, m equals 1/2, or subtract 8 over here, m equals negative 8. And there's our answer. If you were to plug these into the original problem, you would get 0. 0 equals 0, or 8 equals 8, I guess. Okay, and that is how you do the trial and error method or smiley face method. Okay, so basically we're taking the factors of the first and last term, and then we're seeing what adds up to the middle term when we plug them into the parentheses. Okay, that's how we're basically guessing what's going to make, if you were to FOIL or distribute this, we're trying to guess what would get back to the original problem right here. Okay, and that's kind of how that works. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. We will talk soon.